Our live ZDR versus Kalinga. Hello and welcome. This is IDRL SAH Championships, the semi-final number one. What a competition we have in hand today. 13th September, it is ZDR Zine Drone Racing versus the Kalinga Krakens. This is going to be a cracker of a race. And look at the lineup that we have. Devnath captaining against the captain of the Krakens, Dabata. And it's going to be a replacement for Air Toast. Bangos is going to come in as the wingman, and Logic is going to be the third airman. And then on the other side, we have Hornet and Oni. So that's the lineup today. And we will go straight into the action over here on the race. But before that, just a quick wrap up of the rules. Round 1 to round 9 will be scored 3 points each, and round number 10 will have 5 points for the position number 1 and 3 points for position number 2. So this is anybody's game out here. It's a very, very close competition as we saw in the practice rounds. And let's jump straight into the arena now. There you go. You see the pilots. We have an extraordinary track, and it's really an amazing track that suits the level of pilots over here that have qualified. These are all top class pro pilots that we have today, and this is the cream of the cream that will be getting into the finals. Let's walk you through some of the pilots and their feeds which are coming in right now. Live off the feed, we have Oni FPV, Devnath, Dabata, Logic, Bangos, Hornet, all climbing in out there. And let's see, we will share your FPV feed out here. Let's follow the tails of Devnath. You can see clearly out there that we have something on our hand with Devnath. He is doing fantastic out there, and clearly very, very disciplined pilot. We will also switch to some of the other pilots out here shortly. And Logic is another fine pilot from team ZDR, which is going to really play the back end for the captain and really make it happen. All of these pilots are very close, as you may see, and they are running and racing very fast. So pilots, let's get going without further ado. The audience are all awaiting the action to happen on this beautiful race night. It is season 2, episode 17, the semi-final between ZDR and KKR. The flags go on right now at the count of less than 5. Round number 1 on your screen. Be following the pilots in a third-person view out here. Look at that fantastic tail of run out there. And right now, straight away into the pack lead is Oni FPV, followed by Devnath. Oni FPV and Devnath are going to be closely competing out there. So it would be really amazing if we can pick up Devnath and also Oni, who is really hot behind his tail. Let's switch to some of the other angles out here that we have, so that we can get a better view out there. What happened to Devnath out here? I think he collapsed at the tree, had a little bit of an engagement with that angle, and so Oni FPV gets a fair amount of deal out here. Look at that. We also have the ground view coverage for you, variety of angles. In fact, we have 6 cameras laid up right now, and this is to cover the entire magnitude of this racetrack. It is a fantastic game on hand. And Devnath has taken up the lead. Let's view it up from Devnath's FPV view once again. And there you saw the recharge gate right now. And we also have those high-end flags. You have to be all on your toes if you have to beat this kind of a track in quick time. The pilots have practiced hard, and they have gotten in the loop of getting this track completed in time. Devnath is the first one to get going, and right behind him is Oni FPV coming in at position number 2. Let's see what Bangos has in store. He is position number 3 right now, and Logic will be also getting there at position number 4. And what we have to wait for is finally Hornet, as we see Hornet coming in to the finish gate as he completes as the 6th position man to get into the race of round number 1. So let's see the timings out here. That's the scorecard for the first round. We have Devnath, a very, very competent time out there, 1 minute 20 seconds. Oni FPV, we have a 126, Bungos 130. All right, we'll change that color. And then 1 minute 30 seconds for Bungos, 1 minute 38 seconds for Logic, 140 for the Bata, and 150 for Hornet. And let's quickly change the color for Bungos as well. We can do that from our race monitorship out here, so the players do not have to be bothered. But anyway, Bungos has done that already. So let's score it up for the boys out here. And what we have to see on the screen is that Devnath scores that number 1 point. And Logic was against Oni, but Oni was on top. So Oni gets that number 1 point. And also Bungos versus Dabata. Bungos defeats Dabata in the first round. So it's a 2-1 lead right now for Team ZDR. Let's get going straight away in round number 2 that's starting right now. Super pilots, lots of hope for their city teams that are competing right now. All the spectators tuned in very, very fast. These pilots can be. And let's take another angle out here. Let's also enable their tails. And you can see all those green and red lines. We have the team ZDR in green and the team KKR in red wings. Beautiful coverage out there. Let's view it from some other angles to give you a good view. Look at that. The top view we have of the isometric view of this track. Lots of complicated sequences that the pilots have to cover out there. Right now, we are chasing a Bungos, but let's go to the competition where the competition is getting hot right now. Right there, you can see Oni. Oni is just ahead of Devnath. Look at that. The red tail just ahead of Devnath. And Devnath and Oni are 1 gate away. These are the competing pilots out here who are neck and neck with each other, and they will only be getting hotter each time with each other. And Oni FPV now getting into one of the last few routines of this track and completes the gate, and Oni FPV takes the win. Look at that. Wow, what an amazing competition this is. This was 100 milliseconds, 106 milliseconds, 107 milliseconds to be precise, between Oni FPV and Devnath. Very, very close. And let's begin scoring it up while we get the view of Logic. Logic is also in there, and Hornet having a tough time to complete his track. Shouldn't be really happy with him for his performance, but let's score it up for round number 2. Round number 2, Oni FPV is definitely in the lead out there. Oni FPV gets that point against Logic, and let's see, Devnath also wins that point, and then we have Bungos against Dabata. So Bungos again, while Dabata came in a little bit closer this time, it was not enough. So it's kind of the same scoring out here. It's 4 points against 2, exact the same repetition of round number 1. So 4-2 as it stands in the favor of Team ZDR. Now, pilots, let's get going at the count of less than 5 into round number 3. This time we'll get a little closer as they hop on from their launch pads. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful run. And right now, we'll be chasing the tails. Logic is up there. Logic is up there at spot number... oh, and look at that. All the red ones out there getting very, very active. Sometimes it's a little hard to see who is who out there as we separate away and get further extended into the round number 2, lap number 2, we will get the separation. But right now, Oni FPV, FPV view, look at that. Beautiful scenes coming in, and it's a tough track. You have to go through all kinds of loops and tricks out there. And this gate is also pretty hard. And then you have to climb up the rocks into some other subset of these gates, coming back down, and you can of course recharge your quad if needed. Recharge is an optional thing out here. And coming back into the start gate, Oni FPV already in lap number 3. Devnath held a little bit behind. Devnath should be able to now really manufacture his fifth gear, because it's getting late for Devnath. If Devnath has to pick up his position number 2, because Dabata is right behind him. Look at that. It's Dabata versus Devnath out here right now, right behind each other's tails. And Devnath, you can see the tail of Devnath right in front of Dabata. How close can Dabata get to Devnath, and can he recover at the most? Oh, and look at that. Dabata has come back from behind. What a fantastic run this was from Dabata. Amazing. Coming in from behind at the last minute, Dabata picks up that win, and superb competition coming in for Dabata. And also we will be also seeing a Hornet. So let's score it up for teams that are competing. Round number 3, we have Devnath versus Hornet. So Devnath obviously picked up that win out there, and this time Logic versus Oni. Oni, of course, picked up that win. And Dabata this time very well done, and that really closes in the gap for ZDR and KKR. They are just 1 point away. That's what I had predicted. This match is going to get very close. But before that, just a quick break before we get into round number 4. I just want to confirm that the feed is coming in perfectly. If you can see the feed perfectly and the audio is clear, please give us a thumbs up, pilots, because we are not able to get a real-time feed at our end at this moment. Not sure why, but if you can really give us a thumbs up if the video and audio is clear, that would be really great. Thank you so much again for the spectators who have joined in on both Facebook and YouTube, on which we are broadcasting at the moment. So a question comes in from Reaper. He says, where is Rathi? Rathi was supposed to give me an update. Maybe we can see him after halftime. But right now, as it stands, Rathi FPV is not available from Bangalore. He had a busy schedule this morning, so must be tired or must be on his way, or maybe lost as well. But we will get a feed and feedback from him anytime soon. So let's get into round number 4, starting right now at the count of less than 5. The trails of all the pilots have been enabled, and Oni FPV, as usual, gets in the lead. And look at that. That competition between Devnath and Dabata is getting very intense. And we have to chase Dabata out there, because he's really, boy oh boy, as the captain, he's really taking it up, and he's really leading from the front. What a great responsibility and what a great showdown. The captains of the two teams are really demonstrating their flair and the performance of this track. It really comes down to the pilots. They are the ones who make or break this track. The track really looks gorgeous with the flying of these pilots. And Devnath slipping away out there, but it's very close right now. Bangos holding it up there at a position number 2. Looks like Bangos is also setting in now in his finest gear. And Bangos looking good. Bangos, how far is he going to? Oh, but look at that. And Logic, his teammate, also is in the similar position. Both of them mimicking each other's moves right now. So it would be great if, and right now they've not coming back in, but Oni at the top. Oni is leading consistently. He is a fine performer out there, a good 4 gates away from the distance of Devnath. So shouldn't be a problem for Oni. Devnath coming in second, and Logic coming in third, while Bangos finishing fourth. And Dabata this time will not be too happy with his performance as he churns it down to position number 5, while Hornet FPV, as he has not been able to make good progress, 6th position is his favorite at the moment. So we will score it up for the boys, and let's see who is in the lead at the moment. Welcome again, spectators. We are into round number 4 of the semi-final number 1 as it ends at round number 4, and we will do the scoring. Devnath has picked up that point for sure. Logic has also picked up. No, Logic has not picked up. It's Oni who has picked up the point. And Dabata versus Bangos. Bangos does the trick this time. Very, very close again between them, but Bangos picks up the win against Dabata. So 7-5 as it stands right now. Viewers, thank you very much for joining us once again. If you can, again, give us a thumbs up if everything is going good out there on the video stream. Just give us a thumbs up, and that will keep us on toes. So, pilots, we are all ready to kick in for the halftime round number 5 that's starting in less than 5. And some encouraging words from the captain of ZDR. And we will right now tune in to the captain of the team KKR, Dabata. Dabata has been leading from the front, and he'll be looking to break through the gates of Devnath and Logic. Oni FPV trades in at the top. He is almost unbeatable out there, looks like, at right now as his position stands. But look at that. Devnath now climbing in slowly. Devnath trying to melt the groove out here out of Oni. Oni falling down to position number 3. And Dabata versus Devnath. What a fine competition between the two captains. And this is really a captain against captain talking to each other. But Oni FPV climbing back into his space because Dabata looks like he had a crash out there. Wasn't able to maintain that lead. Now Oni FPV a good amount of distance and very, very close to Devnath as well. They are nearly at the same gate, almost at the same gate, we can say. And let's look at this from the eyes of Oni FPV. Oni FPV trying to get in there behind Devnath. We'll be seeing the trail of Devnath very, very soon. But the mistake that the Oni FPV committed right now must have been costing him. But still, they are about a gate away. Look at that. Devnath's tail is right in front of Oni FPV, which we are tuned into. And Devnath looking seriously good right now. He is looking good to complete. Oni FPV would be not very delighted with his position out there on the podium. But Bangos and then Logic is the sequence as Dabata comes in at position number 5, still to complete into the final gate, and Hornet stays at position number 6. So very, very, very interesting thing going on right now as we get into the halftime, and we'll be taking a quick 1.5 minute break out here for the pilots to just ease out their fingers and shoulders. And you guys can take a break on your soda, popcorn, and whatever you want. So get relaxed, and the action 7-5 right now till round number 4. But let's count it up for round number 5. Devnath surely secures that point. Oni FPV versus Logic. Oni FPV also gathers his point. Sorry, that was scoring for Oni FPV. And then we have the finale, Bangos versus Dabata. Dabata not really keeping up with Bangos. Bangos takes away that point. So ZDR is climbing in slowly and slowly. So this is just a 3-point game difference, and we have a whole 8 points to take away at the last round. So anything can happen, virtually anything. We saw, the team that was coming in earlier was ZDR. They picked up really well on rounds number 1 and 2. It was a really very, very mimicking each other, rounds number 1 and 2. And then slowly we saw KKR coming back in. And then we saw also Captain Dabata consistently doing a couple of rounds out there. And that's the fire that we wanted to see from the captain of the Krakens. And that's what we have. And so we have a very, very competitive competition. Folks who have just joined us, do give us a thumbs up for a good quality video and audio, and also let us know if any feedback and comments. Again, Rathi is not available at the moment. We're trying to pick him up and trying to give us an update if he can be available. But as of right now, at round number 5, we are going now into round number 6. The break time is over. So pilots, let's get going at the count of less than 5. Some encouraging words again from the captain of ZDR, and you can listen to all the cheering that's going on within the teams themselves. We have tuned into the loop of the audio such that the audience can hear some of the pilot conversations as well. So there is a huge amount of, engrossing kind of chilling and competition that's going on out here. Oni FPV continues to be in the lead. Let's pick up Oni FPV. Oni FPV now getting into that trifecta out there, 3 gates on top of each other, and then rotating around that corkscrew, getting himself recharged, and then through the triple dragon gates, climbing up the Rocky Mountains out here. And he hasn't been really rocky. He has been so smooth off the grid, and he's really the #1 player to watch at the moment. But look at that, who is chasing him from behind? Devnath and Oni. But looks like they are a little bit too away from Oni FPV. Oni FPV has really accelerated right away, a huge gap that he has differentiated. So let's pick up the competition that's going on between Bangos and Dabata. That's an interesting competition to watch because they are really also competing against each other. So it's really very, very clear what should happen out there. Bangos, can Dabata come in from behind? Oh, look at that. Dabata comes in at the last moment, and Dabata would really be wanting to pick up this start gate and hold on. And Bangos not able to keep up right there. Neither has Devnath been able to keep up. And oh my God. And Bangos slipped away from position #2 into position #4 to cover with. And Hornet, look at that. Logic will be absolutely kicking his head right now. What happened to him? He's not really a position pilot at #6, but nevertheless, he completes his track. And we will quickly get into the scoring for position round #6 out there. Oni FPV and Devnath. Let's see, Devnath versus Hornet for sure. Devnath picks up that win. That gives him the consecutive 6th win for Devnath. And Logic obviously lost out there against Oni FPV. And then we have Bangos against Dabata, where Dabata comes in. Dabata really closing in the gap for KKR, leading in as the captain's role should be. And we have a 10 against 8. What a fantastic competition on hand, a fantastic semi-final. And so let's go, boys. Now at the count of less than 5, round #7 begins right now. In order for KKR to keep the pressure going, they have to keep it all close to the pilots from ZDR, Team ZDR. Oni FPV quickly in this lead. Oni FPV does not want to give away any kind of a chance to the pilots. Devnath on his heels at the moment. Devnath really kicking in. But look at that, Dabata now looking fairly in a confident position. So confident that he is really toppling everybody away from Team ZDR. And KKR looks like they are in a superb form out here. Really, it comes down to Oni and Dabata, and Hornet right now in position #6. So look at that. Let's see if Bangos and Dabata are able to go against each other. And yes, Dabata has toppled up Bangos. Logic securing his position at #2 out there. Really the competition between Bangos, Dabata and Logic out there. All of that 2, 3 and 4th position. Very close right now going on. And we'll keep it at the 3rd person view. That's a better angle to view. Dabata toppling over once again, and he's at position #2 coming in above Logic. And Logic, oh my God, look at that. Logic versus Dabata, looking so confident. Dabata completing it. Can he take the lead at the very end? Can Dabata get going and maintain his fine form at the very last end of this whole lap? That will be his challenging thing. And Dabata holds on under pressure. Dabata kicks it in for his team. And ZDR looks like, I'm getting the feeling they are just taking things a little too lightheartedly at the moment. And that's not going to get them anywhere. And they seriously need to give a good attention to round #8. And Dabata also picking up that win. And the final against Hornet obviously going to Devnath. Look at that. 11-10. Anybody's game now. Anybody's game. 11-10 points. What a fantastic semi-final #1 is going on right now. So let's get ready, pilots, at the count of less than 5. and you will be on your podium out there. Let's go at the count of less than 5. All the pilots will be picking up their positions from the podium. Devnath this time accelerating from the top. He was really determined and he was encouraging his boys to also pick it up. And so looks like Oni will have to do some kind of a groundwork and Oni will come back from behind mostly. But as of right now, Oni is at position number 5 and 6. That's not good news for him. But Devnath, let's tune into the FPV feud of Devnath. Devnath looking solid. And he looks like very, very focused this time, not going to listen to anything absolutely, and he's going to really butcher it all away. And look at that, all of the 3 pilots from ZDR, they should be really happy at this moment. Happy Ducks at position 1, 2 and 3, and they are actually competing against each other. But look at that, who has come in and broken the rules out there. Dabata the captain, really taking it up from Logic, pushing it behind him to position number 4, and Dabata now will be climbing into position number 2. Hopefully, if he's really close to Bangos also, he's not too far away, about 6 or 7 gates away out there. Devnath continues to be in a fine position in his lead. Dabata making a few errors, but he is going to really nevertheless getting close. Can he really get close? Can he get close enough to get into and pass the tail of Bangos out there? There are really 4 gates away to close in, but looks like Bangos is going to really take that up from Dabata. So Bangos recovers. Team ZDR, well done this time around. They have recovered their points, and let's see by how much recovery has been done right now. At Devnath definitely picks it up. And then we have Bangos also picking up his win. And if Logic against Dabata, no, Dabata has defeated, no, sorry, this was Logic against Oni. So Oni actually picks up that win. So that's where as it stands. So right now it's 13-11 points. Nevertheless, it's the same 2-point gap. It was 1 point, but it's 2 points now, and 2 more rounds remaining. Bet your horses, audience, round number 9. Who is going to come out emergent and strong from this semi-final? We would like to know from you. And at the count of less than 5 pilots, let's get going right now. Again, cheering up there from the captain of Team ZDR, Devnath. And would be really interesting how he plays it on. There should be a strategy for the team here into the very last 2 rounds that are coming in right now. Oni FPV, look at that, a blow up from his side as well. Oni FPV wasn't really too happy with his performance from the last one. He landed up way too down out there, and then picking up that point nevertheless. But this time he wants to say right at the top. Right now it's Dabata against Bangos. Dabata pushed away, Devnath coming in. A lot of bit of chaos, but Dabata will let things settle down a little bit unless Bangos also picks up out there. But right now, look at that. Devnath against Oni. Very close competition between both these talented pilots. They are about a gate away from each other. Dabata fueling it up. He is really launching his rocket boosters right now, and he is going to push it right into the apogee position. And Oni FPV, who will get to the orbit first? Is it going to be Oni FPV or Devnath? Look at that. The happy sitting ducks at position 2, 3, and 4. All in the line, all following the mother duck, Devnath, and Logic and Bangos coming in as the baby ducks behind Devnath. And then we have Oni FPV again. Let's see from his FPV view. Superb run by Oni FPV. Oni FPV clearing it up at 1 minute 17 seconds. Devnath at position number 2, and shouldn't be too far away. Bangos, Dabata, and Logic. So looks like Team ZDR took up a win out there, but Oni FPV. So 2 points against 1 is what my feeling is at the moment. So they've not obviously won it out there against Hornet, and then Logic also, no, Logic did not win. Oni FPV won it. So it's going to be a straight win for Oni against Logic once again. And then we have Bangos against Dabata. So Bangos picked up the win out there for sure. So it's 15 against 12 points. So there is a 3-point difference going into this round. There needs to be at least ZDR now capturing the 3 points if they have to make sure that they are good to go. But let's see what happens. This is going to be a cracker of a final round. We haven't gotten so close. A really, really 3 point difference. That all is what is to take right now for the pilots. So pilots, let's compose yourself. Let's take a 30-second deep breather right now. Let's do some yoga at your end, and let's get ready and pumped up for this finals out there. And this is 30 seconds of yoga time given to the pilots. All the pilots should be releasing their pressure, because the pressure is something that we don't want to factor in, and they should be at their best is what our theory is. And let's see now, 10 seconds away, all of them in their yoga positions, getting away. Okay, guys, let's wake up from your yoga positions. At the count of less than 5, you are on your podium. Let's go, and all the best for this important finale round coming in. Wow, it's going to be a cracker once again. Dabata looks solid out there as the captain. He is going to really position himself right behind Oni, not giving any chance up to Bangor's logic. But look at that, those sitting duck sequence has come up once again. Those ZDR team travels like a rocket behind each other, and second, third, fourth, and not giving any position cramping. Dabata might be able to get in at this point, but it's really Devnath from ZDR trying to keep it in. He's not trying to get too competitive against Oni. He knows Oni is not his internal competitor, so he's really trying to. Oh, but look at that! That crash with Devnath really gives Dabata a chance, and Bangos against Dabata. Wow, what a cracker of a thing! Will Oni come in? Will Dabata? Oni and Dabata, really? Dabata needs to get this fine point, and if they get it, they will be really the champions. Oh my God, this is going to be all in to the last lap. Oh my God, this is going to be so thrilling. Oni FPV obviously will pick up the 5 points, but who is going to come into the second position? It all up to Devnath and Bangos. They are really closing in. And will Dabata come in from behind? That's the challenging point. And let's see who comes in and cracks it in. Is it going to be Devnath for position number 2, or is it going to be Dabata? It's almost going to be Devnath. Oh my God, and that really, really saves the day for the ZDR, and we will score it up for the pilots. And Devnath picks up that 3 crucial points coming in the second position, and Oni FPV coming in for the 5-pointer. But look at that, just 1 point of difference, and the pilots, ZDR has won by 1 point against KKR. Look at the final score, 18 against 17, 35-point round. And a fantastic, fantastic run. This is going to be one of the most historically fantastic games that is going to be going down in IDRL history. And what a fantastic performance. So we'd like to invite the captains quickly, and before we wrap up this game out here, captains, we can first get to the team captain of KKR out there, Dabata. And Dabata, welcome on the scene. How are you doing today, and how was your competition? We can pick up Dabata. Yeah, Dabata, how are you? Yeah, it's really disappointing, isn't it? Really like losing down with 1 point. You were almost in that lead. You were looking good for the 3-pointer in second position, that lap number 2, but somehow Devnath and Bangos came in from behind. What happened really there? Can you really cover it up for us quickly? What really happened? Wow, but you guys fought valiantly. I mean, and even after like an initial setback, like coming back into the first rounds, what was the most, what's that? Is- Anand is saying no audio in the stream. Okay. Okay, audio is there. Okay, fine. So, Dabata, what was the best lap, sorry, the round that I would say for you that happened? Oh yeah, and so that was, I think, which round was it? Let's quickly go back to the sheet. I don't remember the one, but anyway, so it was, I think, round number 3 or 4 when you came back in. It was early. Okay. So how are your boys doing? They must be a little disappointed as well. I mean, they were really hoping for a final win out here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, I'm just trying to fix that. I think Dabata's voice is not coming in for some reason. So let's see. Let me just put him on actually the speaker itself instead of this. Dabata, can you speak up a little bit?
Karan, just put someone on, yeah, put Discord on phone or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now you can speak up. Yeah, go ahead. So let's wrap up. Let's again go back to that round. I think Dabata, you were. Can you just coming like say that again? What was the like what you were
Yeah,
saying?
so I was saying like we are super proud of Hornet for all the practice he has put in and getting a qualifier rank pushed me and Oni to even fly better. And Oni obviously being the star of the show. So like I'm just waiting when Oni completely blasts an IDRL and becomes like starts competing for podium and everything. Like I can't wait to see him fly a project. So yeah, like super.
Ah, just banged the laptop on my head out there. Must be a funny scene. So.
Well
Um,
played to ZDR actually like just goes to show what high class piloting is, and we can't wait to face them again.
Yeah, definitely. There is a revenge on the stars that's going to be imminent anytime. And but I congratulate you. Also, I wanted to ask you. I think there was some incident that happened. One of your pilots had to take some headache pill or something like
Yeah,
vertigo pill.
that's Hornet. That's Hornet. So he's the most susceptible to motion sickness. But poor dude has to fly with us like so hard, so he has to take medicines to actually keep his head straight. But we have figured out cure for it. If he flies in real life, somehow his simulator gets better in terms of handling the motion sickness. So yeah, like Hornet, like I said, no, he's giving it everything possible humanly to
Yeah.
compete.
Yeah, but anyways, a very, very good effort and a big, big congratulations. You guys deserve an awesome applause from everyone out here. And we will see you shortly. And anyways, the next SAH will be starting soon as well. So now we'll be like to invite team ZDR captain Devnath out there. And let's see if we can find him. Yeah, Devnath, hello and welcome, Devnath.
Hey, Pankaj. Hello, Karan. Hello, KKR. Hey,
What would you like to say, Devnath? What was the whole summary of the event race so far?
summary of the race was we took it way too easy, and there was a point where we really considered we might actually lose, considering how strongly they were performing, especially Tabata. See, Oni, we knew there was no point because of the standings to simply chase, but Tabata really came out of nowhere.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah, that was unexpected. I mean, the first
yes.
rounds and then the Bata coming in, really, impressive as a captain, showing all his form out there. What was the most thrilling moment for you personally, Devnath, in this race?
Thrilling moment for me personally was last race where Debata was, I think, in second place and he was about to clinch those 3 points, but he made a small mistake at the end.
Right.
and yeah, overtaking him and effectively getting the win just because of that round probably was the yeah.
So we'll just answer one question. Astronaut says who won? It's ZDR that won, uh, and that was 18 versus 17, just by 1 point. So big rounds of applause for both the teams. And so Devnath, what was like? How did your pilots do? Were you really happy with their performance today?
Yes, because of strategizing from KKR side, logic was put against Oni. So Oni being where he is at this skill level, there was like very little chance. But Pangos, as usual, he's a boogeyman. Came on demand and yeah, killed it out there.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, he was going a little slow initially, wasn't he? Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't really completely in
Again,
his finest game.
Pangos just started flying this track, I think 2 or 3 hours back,
Oh,
and he
wow.
didn't have the practice. Yeah, same here.
Amazing. So considering that you guys won, it's really impressive. That really shows your pro skills
Yeah, I
out
mean,
there.
hats off to KKR for making an exciting race. Definitely, this is the closest we have seen. 1 point difference. It's anybody's game.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
So would you rate this as your most exciting game in the SAH so far?
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, the margin of the points speak for itself, right? 1 point, crazy.
Right, right. Okay, thank you, Devnath, for your amazing comments out there, and we wish you all the best for the finals coming in. And you must be really practicing hard for now. HHR, I mean, they look the prominent favorites right now to come into the finals.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you then into the finals, and hopefully you win the big cup of SAH. And so, thank you, Devnath, for being with us.
Thank you, Karan. Thank you, KKR. Thanks, everyone. Please, man.
So there we go. We had just talked to the key team captains, ZDR and KKR. Both of them really took the whole responsibility of of this match on their shoulders and really came out as fine, strong pilots and led by example. We are very, very proud of them. And what a performance given by KKR. Just a 1 point. They were almost stealing the win from ZDR. And just at the last moment, Devnath and Bangos came in and they saved the day for ZDR. So that takes us to the end of the semi-final number one. Just a quick announcement before we end this live telecast. The semi-final number two is going to be delayed by a week. So because of the exam routine that's going on at the TRV, Team Rotor FPV, and so they're not going to be able to make it the next week. So we have decided to postpone semi-final number two, and that is HHR versus TRV on the Saturday that's going to be after the coming Saturday. So that's the thing, and watch out for the updates from our end. Also, do join IDRL if you're new to the whole thing or you already know about it. Go to droneracingindia.com. The best thing, however, and to get the best features of IDRL, do download the app from IDRL app from Google Play and Apple App Store, and it's the easiest way to get access. We have a bunch of features out there, a whole ton of community that's growing, and we are very, very happy once again to bring this wonderful SAH competition series that's going to also continue beyond this. Also, there's going to be another quick announcement for our season five. Season five. Two things that are going to be there. Season 5 jerseys are going to come out shortly. Season 4 jerseys are already out there available, and you can order them from our website. Go to droneracingindia.com/store. That's IDRL store. You can get any of the colors. They are beautiful jerseys. And season 5 jerseys will be coming in shortly. Thanks to Hive, which we have collaborated with. They have done a fantastic job on the jerseys, fantastic material. We have got very, very rave reviews about it. We'll be continuing to build a partnership with them. And also the second important thing is that season 5, there was some important thing that was supposed to be announced. I just lost the train of my thought. But anyways, watch out for the update coming in. and we will be seeing you shortly. Till then, we thank all the sponsors out there: Beta FPV, One Martian Way, GetTBS.in, Quadcopters, and team Zine Drone Racing. And thank you once again, viewers, for tuning in to everything that's going on out here. And we will be keeping you posted. Thank you very much. Oh, that one update, one last thing, it just struck my thing right now. There's going to be season 5 start of IDRL that's going to come up. So that's going to begin with our IDRL VIT partnership event that always is a yearly thing. We hold a real life races every time. Last time it was a mega night drone race event. As you may know, you must have also seen the trailer of that, the video clips. But this time it's going to be a virtual event, and they have a whole amount of 75,000 of cash and coupon prizes that are laid up for you. So pilots who want to get into this virtual event, go to the Gravitas website and IDRL, you search for that, register, and register as a pilot. And we will see you in the interesting competition. The dates for the event are, I think, fixed up somewhere around the first week of October. You should get that on their website. I think it's mostly the weekend. I think it's 3rd or 4th that's coming in on October. So that was the update. So thank you so much, guys, again for joining us. And right now, it's late night. It's 10:56 on Sunday. You have a wonderful week ahead. It's all closing down from the IDRL theater out here in Mumbai. And we wish you a good night, all the best, and alvida. See you. Bye-bye.